As Bitcoin closes in on a golden cross, a pre-dump to the entire market has occurred as expected. But was this the real drop, or is there more to come? And with ADA's Alonzo upgrade now complete, was this a sell the news event, or is it actually a legendary two-pump chump in the making? And how much more of this cycle do we have left? The answer may leave you dripping more than a cow at a milkshake convention. I'm your host, Dr. Daniel Duty Pop, but my patients just call me Dr. Doodoo, or Duty Pants for short. Absolutely very big. There's been a lot that's gone on in just the last few hours with, I'm sure, the rumblings of a little Litecoin announcement that I'm sure you may have heard the truth about, and many other things as well. As the crypto market has had a little itsy bitsy drop to some key levels, not yet breaking the drop levels we saw last week. However, there is so much other things we have to consider, other huge on-chain data we have to look at as well. So you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those just miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. We have less than 48 hours until our ADA competition comes to a close, about 3 weeks in the making. And as well, if you're interested in staking with our new pool, we only have a 2% margin, which means higher shares of the rewards for the pool and not the SPO. There's a little quick tutorial, 3-minute video here. Absolutely zero risk involved. And without any further ado, let's dump in. Wow, so there's actually so many things that I kind of just want to highlight before we jump into more technical analysis here. So if you go to the cryptocurrency subreddit, or if you go to Google and you type in crypto, or if you go to Twitter, and you're on crypto Twitter, this is everywhere. So apparently Litecoin had a fake announcement, some kind of, I don't even know the details. I don't even really care about the details. Apparently Litecoin announced they were partnering with like Walmart for like payments or something. Turns out it was not true. And yeah, what happened with Litecoin was that it pumped absolutely massively within a few minutes. And then once it was confirmed that this actually was not real, then it dumped. So a lot of people are probably talking about that. And it is obviously influencing kind of just the market in general right now, even though it looks to more or less have stabilized already. And I think what we have to take from this realistically is that we need to be very cautious about news. Let's say some news like this actually is real in the future. And, you know, let's say Bitcoin or Ethereum or ADA or BNB has some kind of really good deal with, I don't know, Amazon or Walmart. We need to take it with a grain of salt at first until it is confirmed, because yeah, this is just, I mean, it's obviously not a good look when there's fake news that everyone thinks is real. And as you see here, CNBC, Reuters, Newswire, Yahoo, everyone reporting this news. These are all big publications. So it's not like one little guy with 1,000 Twitter followers tweeted this. This was pretty much what you would expect everyone to announce if it was real. So we need to be careful of that. Here, with that being said, one of the things I want to highlight as well is this. So last week, the market was in extreme greed over here on 79 for the Fear and Greed Index. And in just a few days, you see here, we're already now back into the fear zone. Yesterday, we were at 32 of fear. Currently, we're around like 44. But basically, all this highlights is just how quickly the sentiment of the market changes, is now people are fearful. Last week, everyone was extremely greedy, and altcoins like Solana were going nuts, Algorand as well, which actually just set another new all-time high, I believe, within the last 24 hours, Algorand. But it's just very important to, you know, not, I guess, judge things based on sentiment, because sentiment, I think, is what really contributes to that blow off top that we see in market cycles that I don't believe we've seen yet. But the sentiment is absolutely going to contribute to that. And with that being said, I actually want to just highlight what we tweeted on the 8th, so about 5 days ago, about Bitcoin trending down for a bit longer. And I've been repeating this in every single one of my videos. So, for example, I can just show you my last 3 videos exactly where I said this. I for some reason, I just believe that we might actually get a downside move either before that or around that time. Because again, I think a lot of people are probably expecting this to get very bullish, which I think it will. But I could see this not getting bullish right away. I personally still would not rule out a short-term little move to the downside, like I talked about with that tweet. Maybe just pushing below what people expect. I still do not want to rule out a potential for one more little drop here. So is the move to the low 43,000s that we saw just a few hours ago the rest of the drop, or should we expect a little bit of continued downside this week before potentially seeing this golden cross really play out? And that's what we're going to be getting into with Bitcoin TA. But as well, I want to talk about this. So yesterday, ADA's smart contracts rollout was successful, the Alonzo hard fork here. And with everybody warning and talking about a sell the news event for ADA, I think it's important to look at a potential opposite effect. Because again, usually in crypto, when everyone expects one thing, it tends to do the other. But there's a rectangle pattern appearing as a bull flag here. As a general rule, the profit target for bulls in a bull flag scenario is the same as the length of the previous uptrend, basically giving a target of about $4.50 according to this analysis here, posted on Cointelegraph by Yashu Gola here. So when it comes to this, at this point, ADA is one of the top 3 cryptocurrencies by market cap. It is the most valued proof of stake cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is proof of work. Ethereum is switching to proof of stake with Ethereum 2.0, whenever the rollout of that is. But at this point, yeah, ADA is considered the most valuable proof of stake cryptocurrency by market cap. And with that being said, I know people mention this all the time, but it is incredibly important to note, roughly like 70% of people that hold ADA are staking their ADA in similar pools to like the pool we have here. So what does that mean? If you're staking it, you're not selling it. If you wanted to, within 2 minutes, I could pull all of my ADA out of my pool and sell it if I wanted to, okay? So it's not like it's locked in there. That 70% number is real, but realistically, if people want to take it out, they can. So it's not like it has to stay at 70%. But the point is, a lot of the people that are invested in it, and especially staking in it, are in it more for a long-term outlook. A lot of people are looking for even like $10 minimum this cycle, which, you know, currently we're not even a fourth of that at this very second, just below $2.50. So with that being said, I think this is, I personally think it's exciting because this is by far the most staked cryptocurrency there is. And I think, and it has proven over the last year, that factor alone also contributes to less and less people selling, or just less and less sell pressure for this cryptocurrency. And as well, if we take a look here, this is the previous 2 bull cycles compared to our current one. The current one here is in green. As you can see, well, this is the bull cycle and the bear cycle pretty much. So it's the entire cycle. You can see the bull cycle plays out within the first about third of these cycles. And you can see so far, if this bull cycle would be over, which I don't think it is, if this bull cycle is over, this has been the least performative, least exciting, least parabolic bull cycle we've ever had. That's on the chart, so technically it would be the least performative bull cycle we've ever had. But in actuality, this has been fundamentally the most bullish bull cycle we have ever had in terms of actual news. So even though it's false that something like Litecoin being accepted by Walmart turned out not to be true within like 30 minutes of them announcing it, or people announcing and spreading the fake news, it doesn't matter because so many way more bullish things have happened in the last year for cryptocurrency adoption as a whole anyway, right? Almost every institution is getting involved. I don't even have to go down the list, right? It's been incredibly, incredibly positive for Bitcoin, way more than was even imaginable just 4 years ago in this cycle, which you see here in blue. So my point is, with the most fundamentally bullish the crypto space has ever been, will this end up being by far the least bullish in terms of price action that we've ever seen? I highly doubt that, meaning I think that we still have quite a lot of gains to capture here in a very short amount of time, right? If you even just look at these charts though, you can see this was 2013. Very insanely big gains right here, but in a very, very short amount of time. Even here, just within like 2 or 3 months in 2017, insane gains, but in a very short amount of time. And so it's not silly to think that if we are to see these gains within the next few months, it will be heavily tilted towards a very, very, very small time frame that we see that. And with that being said, there are going to be people that are convinced that this bull cycle won't end, just like there were in 2017, just like there were in 2013, I'm sure. And so even though I personally think we will have massive gains in the next few months, most people are not going to benefit from that. Most people are going to end up losing money somehow. Most people are probably not going to take any profit. They're going to, maybe we'll see $100,000 Bitcoin within a month or two, maybe blow up to like 150, 180, $180,000 per Bitcoin. But does that mean 90% of the market is going to cash out a little Bitcoin at 180,000? No, in fact, all data has proven in the past that 90% of people will not cash out, and 90% of people will end up thinking there's more bullishness to come and end up holding some big bags, especially altcoin bags. And as well, we talked about on-chain data. Will Clemente here pointing out that Michael Saylor announced a purchase of 5,000 more Bitcoins today, roughly $250 million more of Bitcoin that they added. And this was seen in the on-chain data, just like other unidentified whales we've been tracking. So whales holding have increased by 100,000 Bitcoin in the last 3 weeks. So if Saylor only bought 5,000 of them, who bought the other roughly $100,000 Bitcoin, right? And again, that's a little insight that on-chain data can give us, and it is giving us. So yeah, we look at this and think, wow, Saylor just bought 5,000. Whales have bought way more than that, 100,000 Bitcoin, which is obviously much, much, much more than the $250 million worth of Bitcoin that Michael Saylor bought. But with that being said, we do have this cross coming. Bitcoin did get a little dip, which is the lowest it's been since the big drop on September 7th. About 6 days ago, almost an entire week ago, we went from 53,000 down to 42,000. So this so far, we did bottom around 43.3 or 43.4. I think that this fake Litecoin news did add to it, obviously. The market pumped a little bit on that news, and then it dumped a little bit when it was confirmed to be fake. And we're still watching the DXY, which is going to be having a bearish cross, most likely very soon, with the 21 going below the 50. The last 2 times that it happened, it dropped all the way down to this below 90 level, so about 89.9, which if it does this again over the next couple of weeks and falls below this, that could signal extreme bearishness for the DXY and could help swing Bitcoin to incredibly high valuations, which is exactly what I think makes the most sense. But I think we're going to have some fear in the markets before that happens. And that was the point. That's the point of talking about that tweet so much. Well, so if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn notifications to miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. 37 hours it looks like until the ADA competition is complete there. Quite a lot of entries, I believe about 7,000 unique entries, but almost about 550,000 total entries. And as well, if you're interested in joining our stake pool, we've gotten a lot of people in actually in just the last 3 or 4 days. These are the lowest margins that I've seen on YouTube, only 2%, meaning that, more goes towards the pool instead of the SPO. But yeah, if you're interested in joining, there's a 3-minute tutorial right here. And without any further ado, it's it for me. Bye-bye.